Now the interesting part is could feel it. It felt like some sharp object moving around. It was very shocking for me that, oh my God, the process has begun. In no time, I could hear the baby cry. It's like, oh my God, did it really happen? My baby was out. I was lying down like this. Movement started to slow down and the sound was, fading away. Hey you guys, welcome to a new video from Lakshmi Kamath Vlogs. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join my YouTube journey. This video is going to be about my birth vlog. First of all, thanks for all your best wishes which we received on my baby shower vlog and Simanta vlog. Thank you so much for all your love and support. So this video is going to be about how the birth happened and how if is it a C-section or was it a normal delivery, and all of that I'll cover in this video. Let's begin. My delivery date was about February 15th or so. It was around February 13th to 15th, with it was kind of fluctuating there. All my pregnancy scans were everything was normal. All the tests, my vitals, everything was normal, going great. Around the 8th month of pregnancy, then what happened was they did a sugar test and glucose test again, and there it showed that my sugar levels were high. So I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes. That did not come in the 6th month, 7th month. It came in the 8th month. So yes, if your sugar test is normal in the 6th month, don't think it will not come. You may get it in the 8th month also. So do not eat sweets, do not eat high carbs. You go for a walk, and also make sure you eat a lot of salads along with lunch. So that's what happened with me. I was eating only carbs and a lot of sugar, so that made me get gestational diabetes, is what I believe. I was put on insulin tablets. So we went for scans, all good, all normal. But the catch was that the baby was in breech position. Breech position means head is above and near the cervix, the leg is in the lower side and the head is above. So for a normal delivery or for birth to happen, the head should come down and the leg should go up. So this is how it is easier for a normal delivery, that the head is down and the head comes out first. Head has to come out first so that the baby can breathe, and there is no other difficulty while giving birth. This is what I got to know based out of my reading, my reading on the internet and all that. So breech delivery also happens, it seems, normal delivery for breech position, but I'm not sure how that happens and all that. But for, yeah, I was told that for normal delivery the head should be down, but my baby's head was always up. And around 8.5 months, the baby's head turned, the baby turned. I used to always pray to God that I should have a normal delivery, the baby should turn down. And I used to keep telling the baby that turn down, go down, you have some days to turn down. And one of the nights I did feel a lot of intense movements in my stomach. So I was, imagining that maybe the baby is turning, who knows. Wow. One fine night, no, I did not feel any movement. I was kind of shit scared. So the next day we ran to the doctor, and doctor was like, baby is sleeping nicely, there's no much movement, maybe, or maybe you ate a lot of gassy food. And around 8.5 months scan, the doctor told me that baby has turned down, the head is now down, but the head is not fixed. So there's and more to it, that the head should be fixed, it seems. In your pelvic region, the head should be fixed. Only then that eases normal delivery. I was insisting them that I want to try for a normal delivery. I was, I've heard stories from my aunts and sisters that they got pain, they went to the doctor, and within 1 or 2 hours the baby was out. So, and one of my aunts, my Nandin Pachi, she had such a easy normal delivery that she got pain around 6:45 or something. Not pain, she found some bleeding around 6:45, and 7:30 her baby was out. So I was praying to God that I should get such a easy normal delivery. So normal delivery in my head meant something like that, where the baby comes out very easily. But I wasn't sure that there'll be a lot of pain involved and lot of contractions and crying and all of that involved. I never thought about it. My doctor said, let's wait till 38 weeks, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I did start experiencing some pain in the night, where it was something very intense around the something like which I get during my periods. So period pain kind of, but the pain wasn't intense. It just came. I called my sister and I asked, what is this pain? So she said, let's observe for 1 or 2 hours, and you can keep a hospital bag ready and you can rush to the hospital. So I was, kind of thinking that, oh, we might have to rush to the hospital in the midnight, and I used to keep Guruji prepared. That particular night, I got pain in the around 8 o'clock in the night. It was kind of paining. Then it stopped. Around 9 o'clock, it stopped. Then around 11 o'clock, again that kind of pain started, and it went on till 2 in the night. I was not at all getting sleep that night. After 3 in the night, it stopped. So it was not at all consistent. 27, 28, so that completed my 38 weeks, I guess. So then the doctor said, I don't think your pain is going to come, so maybe we have to try go for C-section itself. But I was still hopeful that something happens that week. Then the doctor said, maybe get admitted on January 30th. We'll see what happens. And then we got admitted on January 30th. I was still hopeful that I will go through a normal delivery that night after we got admitted to hospital. But no, there was no pain. I had heavy, bad acid reflux. So whatever I would eat, everything, my throat would burn like crazy. So I have survived on Digene and Gelusil all my pregnancy, I think, and especially after the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th month, it was bad acid reflux. That is too much of burning sensation and acidity. I just did exercises like duck walks and squatting, and I used to walk. So Guruji used to take me for walks. He used to force me to walk because I kind of got gestational diabetes, right? So he used to pull me to walk 2 times in a day, about 30 minutes of walk, 30 to 40 minutes. So once we used to go around 7 o'clock in the night, evening, and then after lunch, after dinner, around 10:30, 11, we used to go for walks. Take me for walks around 11:30 in the night, saying, no, we have to walk, and then only you sleep. Anyways, I used to sleep around 12 in the night.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah. I used to exercise after 6th month or something. So all these exercises I have done. So I was kind of active, is what I would say. I used to try to be active. My job required me to sit. So that also, apart from that, I used to try to exercise daily. And yeah, on the 30th morning, 30th evening, we got admitted, nothing, no pain. And they prepared me for operation on the 31st. They said, there's no point in waiting. So better operate you on the 31st morning. And I had to reluctantly say yes. So here's some clips from the day we got admitted to the hospital.
It's going to be my birth vlog mostly. Yeah, it's going to be my birth vlog. And I am at the hospital. It's early morning. It's morning 7 o'clock. I've gotten I've taken a bath, and I'm scheduled for a C-section today. And yeah, I'm excited to meet the baby. Much excited to meet the little one who has been kicking me all throughout. I don't know how much I'll be able to vlog. I, of course, will not be able to vlog. Guruji will be able to vlog, I guess. But whatever it is, if not this, I will do a sit and talk video about the experience of birthing. Yes.
Now, the funny part or the interesting part of the vlog begins. So, what's the interesting part of the vlog is my C-section experience. My C-section was scheduled for around 9 a.m. and by 7:30 they told me to get ready. And 8 o'clock they'll take me to the operation theater. They took me to the operation theater around 8 o'clock, and they had to set up. They had to put a catheter to pass urine, because I won't be able to walk for the next one day, 24 hours, because I have to lie down. And then they had to put me on drips glucose. So they had to put that, what is that, whatever that is, that thing here, IV. And I have that mark here. The most irritating part was that catheter for urine which they put. It was so uncomfortable. I started screaming there itself. And that nurse was like, don't scream so early because there's much more to come after this. That urine catheter was so bad. It was so uncomfortable because something down there is irritating, right? So I was telling her, remove it. I don't want to pass urine at all. Just remove it. So she told me, don't get irritated so soon because tomorrow you won't be able to move for 24 hours. And then when you have pain, you can't move your legs. So you'll thank me for this urine catheter tomorrow because you will not at all feel it. Because after some time, you'll be given anesthesia to your back. And she was so right. After that, when I was given anesthesia to my spinal cord, after that, I did not feel it at all. And after 2 3 days, no, I did not feel that there was urine catheter there at all. That's what actually happened. Yeah. So after that urine catheter part, then I was this happened around 8 o'clock, and then they gave me some more injections and all of that. And then after around that, around 8:30, the doctors came in, anesthetists came in. The anesthetist made me to lie in that V-shaped position on that bed and on the operation table, and he gave me anesthesia to the spinal cord. So after that, your lower portion from the waist down will be totally numb. You don't know what's happening. And some more injections and all of that were given to me. And I was lying down like this, like Jesus Christ, kind of, two hands wide, legs down, and sleeping like this. And all the machines around me, the heart rate calculating, that ECG machine or whatever, and then the blood pressure machine, they were all beeping around. Then they started the operation around 8:45 or 9 o'clock, I guess. Now the interesting part is about my C-section story. They took the knife and they did a mark. They cut my stomach open. I could feel it. It felt like some sharp object moving around the navel, behind down the navel area. It was kind of very shocking for me that, oh my god, the process has begun. That anesthesia did its job. I didn't feel anything, and within no time I could hear the baby cry. I was like, oh my god, did it really happen? My baby was out. Oh, so nice. It cried. That's how I came to know that baby came out. Here, hennu gandu, because I was in kind of, not that good senses. So I was like, hennu gandu, what? Then I was asking what to the anesthetist. He was standing behind me. And then he's like, hennu, hennu. I was like, huh? Then he said, hudugi. Hudugi means girl. Like, oh, okay, I gave birth to a girl. Wow. Mom and Guruji were all outside, it seems. They heard the baby cried. They were also jumping around. The best feeling in the world. And wow, the baby cried and they brought it and showed it to me, showed her to me. And I was like, oh, I don't clearly remember. I just saw the face and it was covered with hair fully, and it was all white, I don't know, fair kind of. That's all I remember. I don't remember seeing it well. And they took it out, they cleaned the baby, it seems. And they took it and showed it to my parents and Guruji, who were outside there. And after the baby was out, they had to now stitch it up, right? Whatever they cut open my stomach, they have to stitch it up. After 5 minutes, I started kind of feeling pain. So here the story gets interesting. I started feeling pain in my stomach. I said to the nurse, so there were around 5 6 people around me. I remember telling to the left side nurse that I am feeling pain. So she was like, oh, she asked, do you feel like someone's touching your stomach or are you feeling pain? I said, no, it's paining. Initially, 2 3 minutes, I bared it, okay, thinking it's normal maybe. Then I was like, no, this is paining. Just took Gelusil, thinking it must be gas. And he gave me the Gelusil to drink. After that, they said it'll be fine. After 2 minutes, the pain was still not going away. Said again, it's paining. Then the nurse was like, shocked. How are you still feeling the pain? They went and gave me some injections. They brought some injections and injected on both sides of my arm. I remember one injection here, one injection here. I was like, okay. It kind of, I started feeling little drowsy. I think they gave me sedatives so that I sleep. After 5 minutes, again there is pain. I was like, okay, what? They were all like talking that we have to give her general anesthesia now. We have to make her faint totally. I was shaking my leg, it seems, though it was totally numb, no? I was kind of shaking my leg like this. And then the anesthetist was like, okay, we'll remove the oxygen mask. And then he gave me some other mask. He brought something in, and then I was looking above, there was a fan, and the fan was rotating slowly. The sound started to, vary off, fading away. So I could feel something is happening. And then I don't know, I just dozed off. C-section delivery, generally only the spinal cord anesthesia is given, that's it, and the delivery is done. C-section is performed. But in my case, I could feel the pain, so that's the reason I had to be given full general anesthesia, not just the spinal cord injection, but fully general anesthesia. And I could, because I started feeling the pain in between the operation, right? So that's the interesting part, that I could feel the operation. And so I kind of started feeling that I have much pain tolerance, I guess. Or maybe my body needs more anesthesia to totally numb myself. I don't know. Then when I woke up, the fan was again rotating very slowly. So I came back to my senses. And then they were like, okay, how are you now? I was like, okay, I'm fine. Then they shifted me to another stretcher. Around 6 to 7 nurses came in and pulled me to another stretcher, and they said, it's done, we are taking you, shifting to the ward. And they took me. And when I was coming, Guruji and my parents are all standing there, and Guruji was like, congratulations, thank you for doing this for me, thank you for giving birth to our child. And that was so sweet, and that was so sweet of him to say that. My parents were like, how are you, you're good, right? And I wanted to tell them this story right away, but I was still not fully into senses. I just remember telling him, they gave me anesthesia, something like that I told him. In the operation theater, the pediatrician also had come. The pediatrician was telling that you gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, congratulations, baby is totally fine. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then I held her hand. I remember telling her that if you are around me, when you are with me, nothing can go wrong, everything will be all right, I told her with the oxygen mask. She also smiled and said, I'm with you. And I shifted to the ward. And there I was given some blankets to cover. So, and they told me that you sleep for a while, and they gave me some more sedatives, I think. And after that, my parents and Guruji was around. They told me, just sleep, take rest. And then after that, around 2 hours or something, I woke up, I think. And by then I remember my parents and Guruji making all so many phone calls and telling people that we are blessed with baby girl. My mom was telling that the baby very tiny, it was weighing 2.7 kgs. My mom kept the baby near me, and it was very magical moment for me to see the baby for the first time. Oh, so nice. I shouldn't get up for next 24 hours. That's what they told me. And they told me to keep moving my legs, breathing exercises, so that it doesn't become stiff. This is day 2 in the hospital. Day 1 was very depressing for me as I was lying down the whole day. There was no eating of food as I was on IV fluids, but drinking water was all lying down. So this on day 2, I was asked to get up and then start moving around. I had seen videos where people were struggling to walk, the first walk after C-section. In my case, when I put my feet on the floor, it felt heavy, and but the nurses were around. They helped me go to the washroom. They removed my urine catheter and helped me go to the washroom. And then that was my first walk. It felt good, and thank God I am no longer lying down on the bed. And yes, everything is going good. I'm recovering well, thanks to God. And here I'm heavy on sedatives and injections and painkillers. So yes, I could not feel the pain much. Here's the baby sleeping. Oh, so nice, so sweet. Yeah, and another thing I felt was whenever I laughed or coughed,
my abdomen started paining very badly. So, yes, I had to not laugh or cough. From day 2, they removed the glucose, the IV, and I could start eating food. So, my aunts, Lata Kini, and my mother in law, Anita, but they all cooked food and sent for us in the hospital. So, my aunt sent ganji, that is paj for me, that is for the balanti, that is to be eaten. So she sent ganji and upkari. Thanks to her, it was very nice of her. My aunt Savita Puranik came and took care of the baby and was with us. I was also adjusting to the new setup. Sleepless nights. The first night I was also in pain and baby was also crying. I was confused and my mother was asking me to feed it, and I was like, oh my god, how many times now, and all that. So it's a totally new kind of a feeling that you have a baby to take care of now, and you're also recovering and learning a lot of new things. Today is day 4 of the stay in hospital. It's been 4 days back after I have given birth, and yeah, coping up well, trying to adjust to new things, lot of learnings, lot of new learnings, learning how to take care of myself. Thanks to my mom and husband and my entire support system, my father, my mother-in-law, and my aunts who are around, who are cooking and sending food for us, and to Vinayana, whose breakfast we are managing with. So thanks to everybody, the doctors and the nurses and everybody around. Stitches, the pain of the stitches is there, pain from the stitches is there. Yeah, I am not able to walk properly. No, I can walk, but when I sit or when I stand, I feel the pain there, and also that feeling a little gassy as I had a C-section and hormones and all that, I believe. Learning breastfeeding, learning how to breastfeed, and then lot of self-doubts and mood swings, and trying to accept things the way they come, the pain, and lot of things happening around. But yeah, I'm also very happy and blessed that I am a mother now, and I am very much thankful to my mother now. Now that I am a mother, I can realize what she has gone through. Say that you realize your mother's value once you become a mother, which is very true. The way my mother is taking care of the newborn, I'm feeling teary-eyed. My God. Oh. So it's discharge time to go back from the hospital. So happy times. We came, me and Guruji came 2 people. Now we are going 3 people. We came 2 of us. Now we are going 3. We came 4 of us. Now 5 of us are going home. Thanks to God. Thanks.
Thanks to Mansi.
That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed my birth vlog. So yes, I'd want to say the interesting part of the vlog was that I could feel the C-section delivery even after giving spinal cord anesthesia, and I had to be given general anesthesia. And yeah, one thing I want to say is exercise and keep yourself active. If your doctor recommends that you can exercise and go for walk, all this helps in normal delivery. If not, in my case, it helps in the recovery after C-section. So I had a quick, very good, easy recovery, thanks to God. Also, don't forget to take calcium and iron tablets when you're breastfeeding. So this makes a lot of difference, otherwise you'll end up feeling very weak. And we were blessed with a beautiful baby girl on January 31st, 2025. We named her Gayatri Kamath Bhatt. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry, it was a long video. I had to explain everything that I went through. And as I edit this video, India Pakistan is in war, so praying for our soldiers. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Shri Krishna.